education is the most important component of a country's success, a community's success, and a person's success.
Creating skills that can be applied to some of our projects, or skills that can be transferable to other projects also, becomes an important part of what we do. We want to make sure that people's skills are increasing to improve the opportunities that they have for themselves and their families, which creates a higher standard of living.
Mining companies do something remarkable. They can see potential and promise where perhaps no one else can see it, and then they do a little digging. And when they find something good, they develop it. And in the case of the Goldcorp Center here at Simon Fraser, that's exactly what Goldcorp did. They saw the promise and they helped to develop it and kind of created something remarkable. Mining tends to have big personalities and big contributors to society. We don't often think of it in that way, but Ian certainly falls into that category. He sees potential. He convenes people and resources behind him to follow the ideas that he sees. He has vision. So we at SFU remember very well when Ian came through this site, which was a muddy construction site, and he looked around him and he said, "I get it. I get what you're trying to do here, and I want Goldcorp to be a part of this."
Well, they approached us just when they were finishing off that art center, and like so many experiences we've all had in building things, that they were a little over budget, and so they needed some help. And again, we went and looked at it, and it appealed to us because we could do three things at the same time. We could do, education, and we could do the neighborhood, and we could do the arts. And so that's why we got involved with that one.
So when we take a look at where we operate in different areas, of course, capacity building becomes an important part of what we do. We want to be able to create jobs and opportunities in the area, and you have to be able to do some types of investments in education to be able to accomplish this. But to me, what really hits home, and it is truly important to me in terms of how we do investment in education, is when we start looking at different types of projects whereby we are investing in the education of younger people in the areas at the primary level, at the secondary level, because that's where we're actually going to see those legacy effects that are going to be transgenerational. They're going to be crossing different families. And it's so nice to see these young kids who are growing up and going to school in facilities that we've helped create with instructors that we've helped in terms of the actual education that they've received in their capacity. And then you see them going on to higher education afterwards. At the Marlin mine, we wanted to make sure that as the number of students did grow in the area, that there was capacity to be able to absorb those students, and capacity in terms of the technical aspects of what is needed, school facilities, equipment, helping in terms of the salaries of different types of teachers in the area. By investing in education, by creating those skills for people, that allowed more stability for them in terms of being able to stay in the area. And therefore, we created that infrastructure that allowed their kids to actually stay in school longer. And we actually saw a difference in educational rates in the area. So the positive impact was actually felt right from the beginning. One of the areas that we're going to continue working on is supporting the Sierra Madre Foundation, whereby access to education, paying for salaries, looking at different ways of continuing with the scholarship programs that we've put in place are going to be an important part of how the foundation is going to continue supporting our legacy in that area. So investing in areas where we can have a positive impacts on the lives of people is part of the legacy that we want to leave at Goldcorp.
This was a brave investment in an area where perhaps others might not have seen potential for investment. As a result, we have a one-of-a-kind, world-leading place for the development of artistic and intellectual ideas. I think Goldcorp Center here at SFU will continue to grow, will continue to change, continue to develop, will take in new ideas, new people, new communities for many decades to come.